Vegas with your hosts Dave Carney and Chad Forster.
Yeah, welcome back to Live in Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide, KDWN.com. Dave, Chad, Ray, Brian here from Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, broadcasting live from Sahara Coins here on the corner of Sahara and Tenea. Now, coming up at 2:45, guys, we're going to be broadcasting live on air the winning name for our Coins for Christmas promotion. That, of course, is going to culminate with a 2014 quarter-ounce Gold Eagle, courtesy of Sahara Coins and Precious Metals. Again, if you've gotten yourself registered to win online at SaharaCoins.com by filling out the Coins for Christmas registry, you've got about 9 minutes to get down here to the store. You must be present to win. Again, must be present to win. Of course, thanks to everybody for tuning in with us today from the store, and again, joining us on our Centennial Toyota text line 257-5396. I see our friend Fernando has checked in.
I don't know exactly what he's referring to, but he says it's longer and bigger. I don't know exactly what that means.
What, that's just the whole text?
That's the whole text, so I don't know if what he was referring to, but there you go.
It's longer and bigger fern.
I don't know. I think he always signs it Fern. I don't know why.
Oh, Fernando.
It's like Fernando something. Anyway,
well,
thanks for your contribution,
Fernando. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
I like when people are cryptic on this. This is awesome.
Me too. Well, you know, it makes it just as hard to decipher what they're saying as it does others that text you. You're like,
True.
What the hell does this mean?
True. Absolutely.
All right. Now, taking a look ahead at the rest of the week here, guys. Coming up tomorrow with us on the program, Judah Zakalik, lead attorney from Peters and Associates, on with us for the entire show, giving us free legal advice 2 times during the program. We're going to open up the phone lines and text lines for you, as well as our hashtag up on Twitter, Panda Law, for questions for Judah, everything under the law. And again, the number, Centennial Toyota talk and text line 257-5396. Also tomorrow joining us, a representative from the Nevada Medical Marijuana Association, talking about some of the legal pitfalls that they have suffered through over the last few months in getting medical marijuana dispensaries up and running here in Clark County and Las Vegas and the unincorporated territories. Thursday on the program, Michael Mack joining us from the world-famous Max Pawn at 1:30, talking little hidden gems, Chad, stuff that he's found interesting through his time and travels in the pawn business, as well as some stuff that you may have and what that could be worth as well. Also joining us on Thursday is Mark Duffy from Jerry's Nugget Race and Sportsbook. Mark is joining us. Before we go down to Jerry's Nugget tomorrow, Chad, for the last official Thursday night football game, we've got Jacksonville taking on Tennessee in a battle, again, to the bottom of the AFC South, but still one where you'll get to see rookie quarterback Blake Bortles play. And for those that haven't seen the Jacksonville Jaguars much, or maybe haven't seen them at all this season, a good opportunity for you to get to watch him. Plus, we're giving away great stuff. I mean, that's really the draw. 4-inch TV.
That, and somebody is going to walk away with this, from this game with 3 wins on the season. So
That's
nice
true. Good
work,
point.
Jacksonville or Tennessee.
You know what?
Solid performance.
I think they're playing for draft picks at this point.
I was going to say, whoever wins this game is going to actually probably be upset, because that means they're 1 win away from getting Marcus Mariota, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we'll want to see how they lose. And finally, we're going to wrap up the week on Friday. Lauren Pena joining us again from Project Duo. Chad has devised a number of schemes and ways he thinks he can get girls to go out on dates with him, and we're going to run down his first of these schemes in Chad's own developed pickup lines. Try them out on Lauren Pena's see what she thinks and how they roll. But right now, Terry, we're going to go back and jump into the Sports Carnival. Let's shoot some threes.
Covering the sports stories that come from everywhere. It's time for the Sports Carnival with Chad and Dave.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully Desiree is in her traffic
She's
booth,
loving it.
looking at us. Oh, wait, we're not there. That's okay. We're down here. We miss you too, Desiree. So last night, Monday Night Football, guys, the New Orleans Saints beat the Chicago Bears 31-15 in what was just a really ugly game. New Orleans was up 24-0. Before you could really blink, Chicago really couldn't do anything. Jay Cutler looks like he has absolutely regressed to the point, I mean, actually worse than he did in Denver. And they really have lost focus on the football team. Matt Forte, who used to be an integral part of this team, for whatever reason, has dipped in carries. Now, statistically, Matt Forte is still the number 2 running back in the league when it comes to percentage of total team snaps. However, over the last few weeks, we have seen a reluctance to go to Forte on the ground, which has led Jay Cutler to throw really incredibly dumb interceptions and turn the ball over in a number of crucial situations, I should say. Ray, you being a Broncos fan, I mean, obviously you don't get, a ton out of either one of these games, but what do you see from the Saints and what do you see from the Bears? How have these two teams really gone in such opposite directions?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. With the Bears, first and foremost, at the beginning of this year, I thought they were going to come out hard. They were just going to really stick it to some people. And same with the Saints. I mean, the Saints, no matter what, they usually, they sparkle at some point. And unfortunately, this year just it's been the opposite. It seems it's just been a downhill trend all season.
And when I'm looking at this game last night, I agree with you. I mean, Matt Forte had 16 carries for 78 yards, and that's an average game, I guess, below average for a guy like that. I want to see this guy get the ball 20, 25, 30 times a game, especially when I have Jay Cutler behind center and all the stuff that has gone on. We kind of touched on it earlier. Their offensive coordinator had collaborated with some reporter in Chicago. This information got out that basically, Jay Cutler doesn't make the right calls at the line of scrimmage, especially when audibles, when to run, when to pass, being on the same page with the other players. Of course, this got out. Come to find out, it was this Cromer guy who is their offensive coordinator. He apparently actually went into the locker room and apologized to everybody, including Jay Cutler, and was in tears at one point. I mean, this is a mess. This is a professional football team with professional coaches, and you got coaches weeping and crying in the locker room. It's not necessarily a recipe for winning, that's for sure.
That old saying, there's no crying in baseball, that actually came from a movie that dealt with women playing softball during World War II. There's no crying in the NFL.
Exactly.
You can't cry.
Inexcusable, and I think Jay Cutler at this point, other than the fact that he's got $54 million guaranteed to him, I think he would be out otherwise.
Well, it's an albatross, and the Bears are on the hook contractually with guaranteed money until at least the end of the 2016 season, so that's 2 more years with Cutler on the hook. I mean, I think, guys, this really says a lot more to the nature of knee-jerk salary dumps on quarterbacks. We saw this with Joe Flacco after he wins the Super Bowl with Baltimore. Now, Joe Flacco was always a very average quarterback. Very average.
Romo-esque, if you will.
I would say, more Alex Smith-esque than Romo-esque, okay? Yeah. He gets $120 million because he has a great playoffs. Now, you look at the Baltimore Ravens and you say, how are they doing? Well, they won't be in the playoffs again this year. So there you go. There's $120 million. Now, you look at a guy like Jay Cutler, the Bears have not made the playoffs for the last few seasons. Josh McCown actually led them to 5 quality wins last season. Josh McCown gets a 2-year, $8 million contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They give Jay Cutler $126 million.
Yeah, none of it makes any sense. And as a still Bronco fan, but a former Bronco, Jay Cutler, I mean, that probably dumbfounded you when you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would you give it to Jay Cutler?
Why in the world would you do that? Now, I'm a little biased on positions and things like that, but honestly, I personally feel take some of the money away from the quarterbacks, give more money to the line, the people that are protecting your said quarterback, and watch the difference in the play. If you had good lines and they're being paid right, the play is going to be completely.
Speaking of the Broncos and specifically their offensive line, the adjustments that they have made has ruined your fantasy team, but your football team's doing pretty well. And what they've done is, in a lot of cases with their offensive line, not necessarily the most athletic offensive lineman in the league. So what they've done is a lot of double teaming and really relying on C.J. Anderson and obviously Peyton Manning making those calls at the line of scrimmage. But we've seen a huge increase in obviously the amount of times that they run the ball, and clearly that is working in Denver. Although if you have wide receivers on the Broncos right now and you're in fantasy, you're screwed.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, you look at that line, like you said, they made some adjustments, moved some guys around that I think are doing a lot better where they are now. And you're right, my fantasy football team, I mean, I'm killing it in the league. Guess what? We're in playoffs now, and guess what? My Broncos, which I love to death, now have a running game. Let me tell you, I now have no fantasy points coming in. But guess what? That's okay, because if the Broncos go to the Super Bowl again, I think we're taking it, guys. You heard it right here.
Okay.
I said it.
You may go, but will you win?
Yes, we'll win. We're not doing what we did last year.
Pot roast is guaranteed. I don't know if you saw this. What's his name? Kensington. Pot roast, the guy, the defensive lineman. He says that it's happening this year.
It is happening.
Whether it goes through New England or not, they're winning.
I'll tell you what, the reasons that I may say Peyton's got a better than average chance, because the Super Bowl will be played at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Arizona. Now, Peyton going back to the confines of an indoor arena where he spent the first, 14 seasons of his career with the Indianapolis Colts, might be good. Again, you're listening to Live in Las Vegas. Dave, Chad, Ray, Bullish, Brian from Sahara Coins. here with us. Guys, let's stay with running backs. A couple of other notes here. One injury, one non-injury with running backs in the National Football League. Las Vegas and Dallas Cowboy DeMarco Murray has a fracture in his hand, guys. Underwent a surgery procedure today. Now, the team is kind of playing it close to the vest whether or not DeMarco is going to be available to play this upcoming Sunday versus the Colts. But if he does not, Chad, for somebody who was so bullish, pardon my pun, on the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles and their running game that needed to be intact, what does this do to Tony Romo and the Cowboys' chance?
First of all, I think DeMarco Murray will play, and I think that it's essential that they stick with their game plan of heavy run, less Romo. And we go back to, if you remember a couple weeks ago, New England Patriots playing those Indianapolis Colts, and a guy named Jonas Gray, who hasn't really seen the field since, put up 200 yards rushing. This team isn't very good against the run, so that leads me to believe that's the kind of game plan that they're going to implement, whether DeMarco Murray's playing or not.
DeMarco Murray playing is a terrible idea, because I'm going to tell you, with a football state of mind, he goes in there with that left fractured hand. You want to know what's happening? Helmet to the ball. My helmet is hitting his left hand. And
good point.
This is true, and he does turn over the ball a lot, so we'll see what happens.
I was going to say, for a guy that's been known to fumble a time or two, might not be the best thing for him. When we come back here on Live in Las Vegas, announcing the winner of Coins for Christmas, a 2014 quarter-ounce gold eagle, going to be given away here on the program, as well as wrapping up with your thoughts here on the show, guys. Stay with us here on Live in Las Vegas.
And good afternoon.